Okay, so we will wait for a few more minutes. Uh, can anybody confirm whether you can hear me or not? Does anybody have any doubt from previous classes, means previous sessions, or in general any doubt you can ask? We will wait for 2 more minutes. Okay, now we can, I think we can start. So, today we are going to talk about data structures in Python. So, Let me let us just have a quick recap that we have learned about string, integer, boolean, float, and null type, as well as we have also seen in previous sessions what is list, sets, and we have also seen about dictionary. Now we have briefly seen about tuple also, but here today in this session we are going to discuss tuple in great detail. Okay, so what are tuples in Python? So tuples are very versatile and powerful containers that allow us to store multiple items in a single variable. Means that like a variable x, we store some value, let's say 5. So there is only one value 5 that is stored in variable x. But if we want to store multiple items in a single variable, we can use list, we can use set, or we can use tuple, or we can use dictionary. But they have all these things have their different uses. But the tuple uh, is very similar to list with some differences that I will tell you later on. So tuple is very similar to list. So it means like you can have some variable name and you will have an assignment operator that is equal to, and inside a close bracket you can put some numbers that are separated by comma. So it's very similar to list where we used to do a square bracket, some numbers, and that those were separated by a comma. So it's very similar to list. But what is the difference here and in the list, that I will tell you later on. And you can create a tuple using uh, using a small brackets like this. And if you don't put any element inside this, so that means that will be a empty tuple. But if you put some elements that are separated by a comma, so that means that tuple has this much number of elements. So you can access the tuple also. So you can access the tuple values. Like if you want to access 10, you want to access 10. So that means we know in Python the index start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it means like if you want to access tuple value, that is at the zeroth position, that means it will be 10. And if you want to access this tuple value that is at index 2, so it will be 30. You can also concatenate two tuples. So if you have tuple 1, that is 1, 2, 3, and tuple 2, 4, 5, 6. So you can also concatenate them using a plus operator, and you can print the concatenated tuple. You can also do the repetition of the tuple. So inside here you can see we have one comma and it's inside a small bracket, and that is multiplied with 3. Now once we print repeated tuple, so it gives us 1 comma 1 comma 1, means 3 times 1 comma 1 comma 1. This can also be done, and you can also get the count of any number. You can also get the index of any value inside the tuple using tuple.index or tuple.count. So let us see it in a Google Colab. So let's say we have defined a tuple that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So you guys are familiar with Google Colab, right? Hello. Okay. Those who don't know about Google Colab, they can ask me. It's online code editor. So we can just go on this website, Google Colab dot research, So here we can write our codes and it stores all the code online. It's very similar to Spider or any code editor that you use, but all the calculations here are compiled online and all the calculations are done online and your code is also saved on online platform. It's a simple. So all the things are same here. Okay. Now we have created tuple. Now what we can do, we can access its element. So let's say we start with print tuple and we want to access the element 5. So element 5 is at index 4. So we have to put a square bracket and then we have to run it. Yes, it has given the element 5 that is at index 4. Now let us check how we were concatenating two tuples. So let's say we had tuple 1 and that was 1, 2, 3 and then we had tuple 2 that was 5, 6, comma 7. Then we have tuple that was tuple 1 plus tuple 2. Now let's print our tuple. So you see all the values has all the both tuples have been concatenated and they have been stored inside a new tuple. I told you about the repetition of the tuple. So let's say how we can do that. Let's say we have a tuple that is 1, comma, and then we put a multiplicative sign and then 3 times. That means a tuple with entries 1, 1, 3 times should be printed. Yes, you see. So all these tuples have been repeated 3 times. So that and they are inside a variable that is tuple. So one entry has been repeated 3 times and then they are inside one tuple. Okay. Now thing is can be if we have let's say let me define a tuple 1, 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5 and uh, let's say we want to have a print the second element. That means we can access that element using index 1 and that is 2. Can we change the value of 2? So we know we can access the this 2 using index 1. So that is good. Okay, we are accessing the value. Now let us replace that value with 4. Can it can be done or not? Okay, let me run this. So here you see it's explaining the type error because tuple object does not support item assignment. But what happens if it was a list? So let's say we are creating a list here, and so we have to replace this close bracket with square bracket, and let's say we have same name and we have a list, and we can access the element of this list at index 1 using this. Let's say we want to print it. Okay, let me print. So I'm printing it. Okay, it's 2. Now what I can do? I can also access this element at index 1 and replace its value by some, let's say 9. Can it be done? Yes, it has been, the code has ran. Now what we can do? Now we can print the list that is tuple. Okay. So you see the value has been replaced 1, 3, 4, 5 and this value that was 2 has been replaced with 9. But this was not possible where we have defined a tuple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have accessed the value, this true value that was at index 1. Now, then we try to replace that value using assignment operator 4, but it was saying that it does not support this type of assignment operator. So, here you must have seen like what is the basic difference between a list and a tuple. They are very similar. You can get each element by putting the appropriate index, but you can't replace that value inside a tuple by some other value. So it does not support assignment operator. So in the case they are very rigid in terms of data structure because they don't want to change their values. Okay. Now if that is so okay, so now I want to show you this like mytuple.index and mytuple.count. So these two functionalities are there inside the tuple. So let me create a tuple. So I will create a tuple that is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5, 6. Okay, then 2. Now I want to print tuple.index of 2. That is, so 2 is stored at the index 1. That's why we are getting the index 2. Okay, now let's count how many times 2 is inside this tuple. Let's say, so we have to use count 2. Okay, and that is 3. That means 2, 2, and 2. So 2 has been there in this tuple 3 times. Okay, so I hope everybody have understood this. Does anybody have any question? Okay, if that's so let's move on to our first question. So first question is, what is the syntax to create a tuple in a Python? So first is square bracket, then B is curly bracket, then C is uh, close this small brackets, and D is this rectangular brackets. So,
So cannot see the question.
oh sorry, yeah. So now can you see the questions?
Yes, sir.
So A is this square bracket, B is curly bracket, C is this close bracket, and D is this
Okay,
rectangular.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So as you have seen in the examples, like option C is correct. Uh, Siva, can you turn off your video camera? Polagani Siva, can you turn off your video camera? Okay, thanks. Okay, if that's so we have seen that option C is correct. Okay, that we know. Now let's go on to our next questions. Uh, Here, the first question number 2 is which of the following is true about tuples? A. Tuples are mutable. Tuples are enclosed in curly braces. Tuples are ordered collection of elements. Tuples cannot be used as keys in dictionary.
Option C.
Okay. Yes. So option C is correct because t- uh, tuples are not mutable, right? So and tuples are certainly does not use this curly braces. So and they can be used as a key in dictionary. And so tuples are ordered elements of collection of elements. So here the only option is correct. It's C. And the next is how to access the elements in the tuple. So you must have seen in the tutorial that I just shown you, like using square brackets, using curly braces, using parentheses, and using angle brackets.
Option A.
Yeah, so it's very similar to how you access the element inside a list. the same thing. So you just put square brackets. Okay. So option C and option A are correct. Now let's go to our next question. Which of the following methods is used to find the index of an element in a tuple? Find, index, get, search. So this one I have already told you that if you want to find the index of an element in a tuple, so you put this index, tuple dot index. Okay, so that's this one is correct. Now question number 5. Predict the output of the following code. So it's
Sir,
written.
both option B and C are similar.
What?
Both the option B and C are similar, sir.
How? Index and get.
No, no, sir. Question 5.
B and C. Yeah, sorry. Okay, that means you must have. Yes, they are similar. Okay, otherwise, which one will be correct?
No, sir, option B and C both are correct.
Option B and C. Okay, let us see. So yes, option B and C. Obviously, because they are similar. Okay, so here how it is done. So inside this one. So uh, okay. So for this one, what happens? Like these every character that you see on your screen, like HI, exclamation, semicolon, BINTU, all these characters has a numerical value in unique. So and those values are very different from each other, and they are called Unicode. So this sort actually compares those values, and where this special characters comes first, then thus capital letters comes first, and then the small letters. So it follows this order. That's why this special character coming is first, then this exclamation is there, then colon is there, then capital B, capital H, then I, and then in alphabetical order and so on. Okay. Okay. So our next question is, okay, let me show you this one. So how it sorts the value. Let's say our variable was uh, a string that was high, and then exclamation, then comma, and then two. Now let's say print sorted x. So it had sorted all the values that are there inside this string, and it has returned us a list. Okay, so you can see this square bracket. So there he has first element is this space that is here, and then second one is also space. So there is one space here and one space here. So both spaces are here. Then a exclamation and then a colon. So that is here, and then B, because B comes first in alphabetical order, then H, then I, then second I, and then N, then T, then U. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to our question number 6. So can you guess what will be the output of the following code? So here we
Sir,
have created what?
error, sir.
Error.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me explain for others, then let us see what will be the output. So we have, let's say we have created an dictionary. Okay, and then that dictionary is empty now. Now we are putting a key that is Arun, and with that key we are putting some numbers. So it's 20, then we are putting a key Bhima, and that is 10, then Chirag, that's 40, then Deepak, that's 30. So we have a dictionary. Now different we have created different variable that is nothing but the first dictionary. And then we have a list that stores dictionary age dot values. Okay. Now we want to replace that value. So it's a list. So we can it's not I have named this variable as ls, and that is nothing but whatever the value is being returned from this dictionary dot age. And now I want to modify its first index. So modify the value that is there at the first index of this ls variable. Now I'm printing ls. So I'm asking what will be the output. So let us see what will be the output of this. So let's say we have created a dictionary. Okay, that was age. I think the name of the variable is uh, dictionary age, and this is empty dictionary. Now we have created a different dictionary that is okay. Now we will put some values here. So we have a key that is Arun, and let's say age 10. Then we have dictionary dot age, dictionary underscore age. Then we let's say Bhima, and age 20 years old, and then dictionary dot age, let's say Ram, age 40, dictionary underscore age, uh, Karn. So it's something like let's say 50. Oh no, let's say 25. Okay. So let us print our dictionary first. Let us see what is there. So we have our dictionary here where each key as uh, as before and the associated values are given. Now what we are saying, we were creating a list that was nothing but dictionary each dot uh, values. So now we have run the code. Now let's print ls. Okay, it's giving dictionary dot values. Now we want to modify the zeroth element of this. Okay, and let's say we want to put it 20.
90 आंकड़ा
So it's saying dictionary values does not support item assignment. Okay, so it will give us error. So let us see in our question. Okay, so we were doing the same thing here, and then we have got the values from dictionary.age. But when I tried to modify this value, it was giving us error. So output of this following code will be an error. Okay. Okay. Moving on to next question. Now let us see. We have a scenario. So scenario is this: a person visits a bar every day for a year. Each day, the person guesses a number from 1 to 10. If their guess matches the number randomly generated by the bar authority, they receive one gold coin. Okay, so here is the code. So A is a variable that stores an input from 1 to 10, and that input is given by us. And then R is a random dot random int. So it's a variable that generates a random number between 1 to 10. And we are saying if the given input and the generated random number both are equal, please return 1, otherwise return 0. Okay, now what we have, so here we have AMT equal to 0, and that is amount, and it's equal to 0. Now we are saying for I in range 1 to 3, 330, 366, amount is equal to amount plus play. So we are calling the function here, display function, and then we are printing the amount. Okay. So our options are: the code calculates total number of days person correctly guessed the number and received one gold coin in a year. The second is the code calculates total number of gold coins the person received in a year. And then the third one is the code calculates the total number of times person visited the bar in a year. And the fourth one is the code calculates the total number of incorrect guesses the person made in a year. So what do you think? What will be the answer of this? A comma B is the answer. So one answer is correct actually. Like it's not partial thing. So one has to be totally correct. Maybe A. Okay. So let me explain the code. So let's say if we ran this code, what happens? This for loop is going to run 336 times, right? 365 times because it's one and then up to 365. Now what will happen? Each time this code will generate some random number. And if we guess that random number, then the amount will increase. And then we are only printing the amount. So the thing is, the code calculates the total number of gold coins. So how many gold coins we get in a year, and that's the only thing it is calculating. The code calculates the number of days person gets correctly and received one gold coin in a year. Actually, it's true because uh, each day when he gets the number correctly, he will receive a gold coin. But we are not counting the number of days. Okay, so we are only counting how many times the person receives this gold coins. So option B is correct. Okay, so here what I want to tell in this random number generator uh, is that, like uh, let's say we want to get if let's say if we want to play this game. So what is the maximum, not the maximum, like what is the average will be? Let's say let me share this tab. Let's say I want let's say all of us go to some bar every day, and there is the same scenario. So what will be the mean output? Like what will be the average number of gold coins that everyone of us will receive? Like somebody will receive 40, somebody will receive 50, somebody will receive, let's say, 100. That's okay, but somebody will receive 10, somebody will receive nothing, somebody receive 0. So, what do you think? What will be the average of this output? Like, what will be the average of this gold coin? Can somebody guess? It's a bit mathematical. Okay, so let me do this code and then I will tell you what will be the average. So, let's say we are importing random and then we are saying define play, and that is nothing but so age, nothing but import enter a number between 1 to 10, and then we are saying in internally a random number is generated, random dot rand int, and that is between 1 to 10, and then we are saying if a equal to r, please return 1, else return return 0. Okay, so we have defined our function. Now we have this amount that is initially 0, and then we are going for I in range 1 to 366. We are saying that amount is nothing but amount plus play. Okay, we are calling the play function, and then we are printing the value of amount. So let's say I will run it for 10 times because 366 times is too much for me. Now I'm going to run this. Okay, sorry, it's a play. Let me run this again. Now it will ask me to enter a number. Let's say I entered 2, then I entered 3, then I entered, let's say, 1, then I entered randomly 7, then 8, then let's say 3. Okay, so 3, maybe 8 again, maybe 5, maybe 3. Okay, so I haven't guessed any number correctly. Okay, that's why whatever the amount is there, it's 0. So let us see what is happening. So we will print A also, what we are entering, and we will also print the random number. And let us run this again. So here we are entering 7. So it's the entered number was 7 and the randomly generated number was 2. Let's say we enter 4, that's 4 and 6. Let's say we enter 5, it's 5 and 8. Let's say we entered 6, it's 6 to 1. And let's say we entered 3, it's 3 to 4. Let's say we again enter 5, so 5 to 2. Let's say we entered 2, it's 3. Let's say we entered 7, it's 4. Let's say we entered 3. Maybe I'm too bad at guessing numbers, so I haven't guessed any number correctly. Okay, but the thing is, if somebody do this random number guessing for 1 year, then what will be the output? Let us say I'm not able to, like, I will not be able to enter 366 times, but let us say if somebody does that for us internally, so, and Let's say that we are using random.random int function, and we have commented this. So this random number that we are giving will be generated by itself, the computer, and also the random number that was previously it is there. Now it will compare both the random number and it will return the amount. Okay, so I'm running it for no, not 10 times. I will run it for 360 365 days. So it's running, and the amount. Okay, let me go put something like this. Amount is equal to this. Okay, now I'm running this. So it's saying amount is 37. Okay, and in similar way, if I run it again, amount is 43. So you see the value of these amounts are changing. What I was asking in the previous question, what was the my question to begin with? Whether what will be the average? So what will be the mean of this? So amount is 14 this time. Next time we run it 42. So next time, let's say we run it again, it's 29. So, so let us say uh, we run. So let us say we have 100 person. Okay. So let us create a list that is person and it's empty, and each person uh, goes to what I should say, goes to bar, and then there. So let's say number of persons is okay, it's 100, and then the amount is empty list, and for I in range person do this and don't. So define an amount, and then apply a for loop, and then inside the for loop call this, and lastly append. So here we append this amount dot append amount. Okay, now I print amount. So it's 0011 this that much, whatever. Now now let us take the average of these amount. So let us print amounts over np dot sum. Oh, we have to, so we are going to import numpy as np. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are going to print np dot sum, and that is we are going to sum each element in the amount, and then we are going to divide it by number of person. Okay, length of this. Sorry, this should be here. Okay, so let me explain the code again. Let's say, so here we are using the random number generator to simulate a game where let's say you have 100 number of people and each person is going to a bar where they are asked a number between 1 and 10, and if they guess the number correctly, so they get a gold coin, one gold coin each day. Now let's say they keep doing this for 365 days. Okay, so some somebody will guess like 50 times correctly, somebody guess it's extremely lucky, maybe 100, somebody is very bad, so 10 times. So all these things are happening. Now our question is, if this is the case, then what is the uh, average of all the gold coins that have been won by the people? So you see, if we are simulating it here using uh, using this function, so where we have defined like we have 100% and we have defined an empty list, and then what it does for I means for each people, I represent the number of person. So it's for it will be 0 1 then so all, so means that first person, second person, and for each person the amount is 0 initially, and then he plays the game for 365 days, and corresponding amount is being appended to the amounts. Okay, okay, let us print the amount. So whatever the amount is assigned to each person. So first person gets 38 correct gold coins. So and then 30, 35, 39, 40, 34, 30, 26, 33, 40, all these things. Okay. Uh, so now if we calculate the uh, average of this, it's coming out to 36.98. And this is no coincidence. Let me tell you, this is no coincidence. You can actually calculate how many times. So, what will be the probability of getting this number? So, so the probability is calculated like this. Let me go back here. So, what do you do? So, so what is the probability of guessing one number between 1 and 10? So it's 1 by 10. Okay. Now Uh, this thing has been it's being done for how many days? 365. Okay. So that means this is the probability, and this event is being repeated for this many times. So the the outcome of this will be 36.5. So that means this is the number of times this is the whole number 365, and this is the probability that he guesses it correctly. So this is the number that a person gets guesses the whatever the random number is there correctly. Okay, that's why in this simulation where there are 100% where they are guessing each thing, so the average actually comes out to very close to that value. If we increase the number, so the average should come close to that value, 36.5. Let's say we increase the person to 1,000. and then we print this amount, and then we import the numpy, and so on. So you see, it's very close now. It comes to 36.484. So this is the power of statistics. Okay, so this is the power of statistics that we can use in our daily life. So here you have seen a game where if something like this happens in it actually happens in our daily life where we actually guess something like lottery system is there, na? So it's the same thing. So the time average that a person can guess is 36.5. Okay. Does anybody have any question?
Sir, actually, I try to now type the code in my Spider.
Uh-huh.
So after running the program, and it
Uh-huh.
is showing me some random number. My guess 8 and the random number guess is also 8. It is matching, but I could not get the last. It was not called properly. Play function was not called properly by the bottom part of the code, sir. So no,
Okay.
I'm
Can
getting
you
only 8 equal to 8.
okay, 8 equal to 8. Okay. So what you can do actually, are you can you share your does can I allow it? So
Mm.
can I allow screen sharing? Let me check. Huh?
Oh, actually, sir, I am seeing it in mobile and then it is I'm typing it in the laptop.
Okay, that's fine. So what you can do, you can put your code in comments and
Uh,
let me check right now.
okay, okay. Okay, sir.
Okay, till then, does anybody have any other question like regarding this thing? So I think this code is very cool because you can calculate. So some person are lucky, some are not so lucky. So in collection of these things, what is the average that is certain that oh this will be the average that everybody can get this much right guesses. So yeah, okay. If we increase this number, like let's say, okay, if we increase this number, uh, okay, so here is the, so if we increase this number more, so it will converge more towards that 36.5. Now I've increased to 10,000, it's quite large. Okay, it took 8 seconds to execute. I'm not going to print it. I'm just going to calculate the average. So it's 36.4535. So like very close to 36.5, right? So as the number of samples means number of peoples increase, this will actually converge to that 36.5 value. So even though the choices that the each people have made is random, it's not so random for us, right? Because we can see in the simulation it's some value that is being converged to. But if let's say if your sample size is very small, let's say you have only 10 people. So let's say what happens. Okay, it's 37.6. So it is saying like if the sample size is very small, so the error thing will be large. So it is diverging from the actual thing that is 36.5. But as you increase the sample size, you will actually converge to that particular value. Does anybody have any other question? Okay, so let me go to the answer of this question. So the answer is this one. And then I want to tell you about lambda functions in Python. So I think you guys are not very familiar with lambda functions in Python, right? I have told you about lambda functions in Python before. So a lambda function in Python is very a small anonymous function, and it's called anonymous because you see, for defining a function we use def keyword, and then we put a function name. Like I just write this play function, okay? But inside the lambda function, we don't actually put any def keyword or any other thing like their name. It's anonymous. We don't give it a name. And lambda functions can have any number of arguments, but there is only one expression. So here it taking argument x, and what it is giving us, it's x square. So if I give argument like square 5, so it will give us the value. So its syntax is very simple. You just write lambda and you give the argument and you put the expression separated by a colon. So you can see in the basic use we have written square is equal to lambda x and the colon and then x square. Okay. So now what is happening? So there is only one variable. That's why it's x, and the expression is x square. So once we print square and put, so we are calling it like a simple function, a square, and then putting 5, and it is giving us back the square of 5. And we can also use this with map function. So what happens? Okay, let me copy this code. Okay, let me first finish with this lambda function. So let's say we have a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it is a list. And then we want to generate a list with a squared number that are there in the numbers. Now what we can do, we can define a lambda function, and then we can call a map function. So and then we call a map function, and we separated by a comma, and then we are providing the map function. The function it was looking for, its lambda, and the number is here. So what will happen? This lambda function take each number from this numbers and map it to a square. So all the values will get its square, and then they will stored in a list. Okay. So let me show you all this first. So what a lambda function and how it actually works. So let me lambda function. Okay. So it's like this. So we have, let's say, square, and square is nothing but lambda x, and we are squaring it. Okay. So let's run this, and then we are printing square square and now 5. So it should print 25. Screen is not visible. Oh, sorry. So what I have done, I have defined a square function using lambda, and then I have written a square. Okay, square of 5. We have called this function, and this is square of 5. Now let's say we have a number. So it's not very useful here. So like we have we can just simply write 5 uh, this star star 2. and it will give us the square of 5 very easily, right? So it's not very apparent here like how it can be used. But what if you want to do this? What if you have a list of a number and you wanted to do the square of each element? So it will be very difficult to for you to write like numbers square and then manually write one, one, comma, two, two, sorry, this, comma, three, this, comma, four, this, comma, five, this, comma, six, this, all these things, right? So it actually a square of these numbers, but it's very tedious to do. So you got the number of square of these numbers, but you see we are repeating something here. And once we repeat something in Python, we know that there is something we can do for it. And what we can do is this. Okay, so we do uh, we are so SQ squared numbers numbers are nothing but inside a list, and they are mapped. And mapped what? Mapped this like lambda x such that x to power 2, and then we are providing the number, and then we print a square number, and then we are getting the same thing. And we can also change it to, let's say, x to power x, obviously, and we can do it very easily, right? 1, 4, 27, 20, 256, 3,125, 46,656. Okay, so it's very easy to implement. So what is happening? You have defined a lambda function, and that is used with a map function. So it maps one number from this, and it gives as argument to the lambda function, and then all the returned values is stored in the list. Okay. So does anybody have any doubt in this lambda functions? Because they are very important some at some places. Okay. So now let us see the code of uh, so ready, you have given me the code, no? I will copy your code and let us put here in. Okay, let us put the code. So it's okay. I has defined a number. Okay, all the things are good. So he's saying if age equal to R, return this and amount play and okay, all the things are same. Okay, let me stop. I will do it for only 10, up to 10. So let's say I have a number, then I enter 7, and it's 8 not guessed correctly, obviously. Then 3, then 5, then 5 again. Okay, not good, not good. 9, 4, 6, 2, let's say 2, 8, then let's say 7, 3. Oh, I'm very like very bad guesser. So amount is 0. I won't give any number correctly. Then he's saying, uh, okay. So what was the problem?
Hello.
Uh, Excuse me. Yes. So what was the problem rating? It's working fine in my computer. Whatever. Hello. Srihari, Reddy, do you have any doubt in this code? I think it's working fine.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
When I try to execute system,
Okay.
I'm getting the output what I shown in the chat box.
Okay. So output is equal to enter 1 between 1 to 10. Output enter. So I can only see like there are four lines where you have entered 1 and 4 and then 8, then enter a number 1 to 10. So, okay, can you, maybe I can stop there. Cancel. What?
I'll share my system, sir.
Yeah, can you do that? I'm not sure whether you have permission or not, but let us check.
This is
Run
the
this.
code, sir.
Yeah, run this. No, no, not the cell. Yeah, entire code. Okay, enter some number.
Now you can see one is matching with one, but it was not displaying the amount.
Okay, so the problem is not here. So you see this red stop button, you stop the code, please. Uh, no, no, here, right side, right side, right side. Yeah. Okay. Now you go back to for I in range 1 to 366. Change it to 1 to 10. Now run this again. Okay. Enter the value. Again enter. Okay. Keep doing this. Okay. You got the amount is equal to 0 because you haven't guessed any number correctly and the loop runs for 10 times. When you were running it for 366 times, it was guessing the number correctly and the amount was being added to your previous amount. But because this loop is supposed to run 366 times, it was not showing at that time. When you like when the loop will complete its it will running like when the loop will run for 366 times, then the print statement is coming, right? So the amount will be printed on that time. Okay?
Okay, sir, I got it.
Okay, thank you. So can you stop share? Thank you. Now let's go for lambda function. So we were discussing the lambda function, right? So everybody understood how this lambda function works. And now we have this question 8. So in this question, I'm asking what is the output of the following code? So I like you guys to pay attention, very close attention to this because similar to this question. There is some question in your assignment. So what we have to do here is the following. So I have a student. So I have a students that is dictionary, and there are students like Alice with 85 numbers. So these are the students' marks and their name. So key is the name and the value is the mark. So what I'm asking? So what I'm doing? I'm calling a sorted function and I'm giving the student dot items as a input and I'm saying it has a key and that key is nothing but a lambda function. Okay, and that lambda function is taking item as its input and returning. So you see it's a small bracket and here a small bracket inside that there is something separated by a comma. Okay, so you must have guessed it's something like this. So it's some value here, some value here. Okay, and they are inside the small bracket. That means they are what? They are a tuple. Okay, so that's for your reference. Now, 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 if this is so, so what I'm saying, print the type. No, 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 not the type. Oh, it's okay. This is not what we are printing. So ignore these two lines. We want to only print this. So now once we have sorted the students, so we are saying that for student, comma score in sorted students, print student and the corresponding score. So what do you think? What is going to be the output? And here you will see the use of lambda function. So so student dot items. You know that items gives something. So like student dot values, student dot keys, and similarly student dot items. So because student is a dictionary, student dot items will give us something, right? And then from that item, what we are saying that item number, whatever the item in there, so it will give us something like this, comma, like this. And then from that this one, so one item one is representing that whatever the thing that is here is mapped to this lambda function, it will take the first like if they are like such, so this is the zeroth index and this is the first index, right? So the first and it is reversing that using minus sign, so that will be used first and then item 0 means this will be used as second, and these two are the keys to sort this student's dictionary. So somebody is saying that option A is correct, but let me explain the code. Now, once these two things are sorted based on these two item 1 and item 0, then we are saying that print whatever the thing has been sorted. Okay. So Bob, Alice, Frank, Emma, Charlie, David, Grace. So Bob has 90 numbers. That means, and okay, so you can guess that we are printing the highest number, then the corresponding name, and if the numbers are similar, then the alphabetical orders are have been put in the place. Okay, like i- if 85 is same, then Alice, Frank, and Emma. So they are in alphabetical order, like A, F, and E. So you could have guessed that item one is nothing but the marks. So it is being sorted from where? Because sorts function do what? It if you give it something like one, two, comma three, no, like one, three, two. So it will sort it from minimum to maximum. Now, if you want to sort it from maximum to minimum, so you have to use reverse it, and that's why minus sign is here. So it reverse this number. Okay, this thing. And the other thing is the name. So name is a string, and a string can be also sorted based on this uh, alphabetical order. So now the first priority is this, that number should be higher, so it goes the top to the list. And if the numbers are same, then the second priority is this, that the alphabetical order should be different. Okay, and then there should be in alphabetical order, right? And this is how, and we are using lambda function. So lambda function is actually giving us this type of sorting. Uh, okay, so lambda function has been used as a key to sort this thing. So now let us see this how this works. Then maybe you can understand this question very much more with much more detail. Okay, so I will. So that was our problem. Now let us see how it's working. So let's say we have first let's say we have a list of something like 1, 2, comma 3, comma 5. No, no. Let's say we have 1, comma 9, comma 3, 7, comma 4. Then we have 6, 5. Then we have 2. Right. Now, if we print sorted, then we print list. What we get? We get a list that is sorted from it's increasing in the value towards right. So ascending order. Okay. Uh, so we know how this sort works. Let us say we have a different list ls that is now it's a comma b comma d comma c comma e a b c a b d c comma f comma e. So this is a list of strings. Okay. Now let us use print sorted ls. So what we are getting? A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. So this means this knows how to sort this thing in alphabetical order or increasing in value. Now, uh, so keep paying attention. This is very important for your assignment. Now, let's say we want to do something like this. Uh-huh. Now, let's say we have a third list, and that is nothing but A, comma B, comma D, comma C, C, comma E, so 5 times C. Okay, that's good, I think. Now let's print this. Now let's print sorted ls. Obviously A, B, C, D, E. Now if I do print sorted ls, comma key equal to length of ls. Okay, no, no. Sorry, sorry. Ah, okay. Oh, sorry. We have to use lambda, and it will take what? It will take a value x, and it will return its length of x Okay. Uh, we have written this 4 times. So let's say we have this 2 times, this 4 times, this is 1 time, this is 2 times, and this is just say, four, 4 times. That's good. Now, now, first you see that sorted used to sort everything in alphabetical order. Now, once we run this again, and we have now this one. So it is sorted ls, it like a b b c c whatever there is. It is still now sorting in alphabetical order. Now we have used a lambda function with this, and we told the sorted function that my key is the length of the string. So you see that, and sort it in this order. So what it is doing? It is taking each element, these elements, and measuring its length. So obviously you can say here it is one, it is two, it is two, and then it is four, and it is four. So depending on this, they are getting their respective orders. Okay. Now what happens if we do this? So which comes first in this list with some number like four, or four of the length is four, it gets printed here. It does not even care whether they are in alphabetical order or not. The only thing this sorted is not caring about it's what is the length of the element that is coming here inside this lambda function. And based on this, it is sorting the array. Okay. So did you guys understood this? This is very important to, I think it's very important to understand. Does anybody have any question in this one? Okay. If you guys have understood this, then you can. So what I've shown you here. First, showed you that I have an integer and I have used a sorted ls. So it's sorted in ascending order. Now, then I have an array of strings. So and I use sorted ls. So then it's sorted in what? Then it sorts in alphabetical order. And then I showed you, even though if you have uh, even if you have different length of these string values and you sort it as simple without using any key, so it will sort it in alphabetical order. But then I showed you, if you use key with ls values, and key is defined by this lambda function that is calculating the length. So based on this key, you can sort this value. Okay. Now, I think you can understand this question more. No, no. First, let us see what is a dictionary. So let us define a dictionary. And the dictionary is dictionary number, and that is nothing but. So let's say I have a dictionary where so A got 50 number, B B got 90 number, and C got 55 number. Sorry, C C got 55 number, D uh, D got 60 number, and then E, and that's got around 70 number. Okay, now what is happening here? like A, B, C, D, each have some number, assigned number. Now, if I print dictionary the number dot item, okay, so it's I think it's get items or you know, a student dot items. So work right. Oh, where is that? Okay, item. So here you see we are getting a list because we have a square brackets, and then all these things are inside a, you say it's tuple. So because we have this small bracket, and the first thing is this key, and then the second thing is the value. Okay, so let us see if we want to access. Let us see if we can do this. So dictionary number dot item. Let's say we want to access the zero. Okay, it's not subscriptable, but we can make it. Okay, whatever. It's not subscriptable, obviously, because it's a dictionary item. It's not a, it's list, but you can change it to the list also. List, list, and then it becomes subscriptable. So now you have made it list, so you can access the first element of it. And inside that first element, you can still access the first index, and that will be 50. It should keep 50. And inside that, you can also access the key also. 00, that's A. So you got what I'm trying to say here. So I'm trying to say based on this code. So here student dot items give you a list, okay? And that list, what happens? We have used a key that is lambda, and it what it does, it has a variable item, and that is from this students dot item. And then what it does, it actually returns a tuple because it is taking a tuple and it is also returning a tuple. Okay, and those tuples are sorted based on the which one is more because item one. So you understand what the one is doing here. So because there were dictionary, then you access the first element. So first element was tuple. Inside that was two values. So again in Python, if this is your element and it is tuple, so accessing the first element will require the index 0, and the accessing the second element will require the index 1. Okay, that's why item 1 is the in from a tuple, the like numbers like 50, 60, that is there. And the item 0 is what? That key value, like David, Alice, Bob, all these things. So that's why we have specifically told our lambda function that is return tuple in this order. Okay. And based on this key, the sort function will work. So what will happen here? If if let us see let us say this is our dictionary, and we have I have already showed you the dictionary items. Then I have showed you how you can access each element of like A50, whatever you want to access. You can access also the C at 2 position, right? So you can access the C. So this is that, and then we are saying that sort.
Please share screen.
Hello, okay. Now we are saying let's sort this thing. Let's let's sort the dictionary. Sorted a dictionary mark, a new variable. And what we are doing here, we are calling the sorted function, and then we are passing dictionary number dot items, and then we are saying key is nothing but lambda, and lambda is nothing but item in where inside this
Share
dictionary.
screen.
Yeah, so uh, dictionary number. Okay, so this is our dictionary, and we know that we can access each element here. Now we want to sort it this dictionary based on the marks, and if the marks are equal, then based on the alphabetic order. Now what we are doing, we are saying, oh, we are saying, oh, apply the minus. We are applying the minus sign, and this minus sign is indicating that a minus sign is indicating that take the greatest number. Okay, then if that is not the case, then go for the alphabetical order, and that is done by item 0. Now, once I run this, tuple object is not callable, and where is that problem basically? Uh-huh. So here we are saying, okay, key is equal to lambda item and item 0. Okay, so, oh, sorry. Always remember you can access the element using square brackets. Okay, I have wrongly used the round bracket. So you can, once you use this square brackets, you can have this. So sorted dictionary marks. Now, because you know it's tuple and there are two values, so you can in this sorted. So let's print what is as the output. Sorted dictionary marks. So okay, sorted. So you see, it's keeping B90, E70, D60, C55, A, and 50. But it is a list. So each of these things can be indexed by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because each of these three things are indexed by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but these indexed value itself can be indexed because they are tuple and we can access these by element. And we know that first value is the student name, second value is the mark. So we can write for student, comma, student and marks. So comma marks. So we put comma and mark in sorted dictionary marks. And then what you can do, print and then use format, and then you do student, and then you can also uh, put comma, or you can also put, I think, mark. That's so okay. So it's giving us B90, E70, D60, C50, 50, A55. But here you see, like if I here you see all the values are different. Now let us make two values for A. It's 55. Make 55, and C is already 55. So let's change our value here to 55. Okay. Now we have done this, done that, done that. Now we are sorting this. Okay. So you see the values were same. 55 for both were same. Then what happened? It has taken the alphabetical order in the consideration. Now, if I don't put, so you have understood this thing, right? Now I was showing like it is important to put a minus sign to get the maximum number on the top. Now if I remove this minus sign, what happens? Let us run this. I have removed the minus sign. and then I did this, sorted, and then I done this. So you see, the first thing which happens, this less number, then the alphabetical order. So and then the great number, and then a greater number, and then the biggest number, and the alphabetical order is this. So alphabetical order is still maintained, but the number order has been reversed. Okay. So this is how we can sort dictionary that has number and the student name. Okay. So I think there is question in your assignment that is very similar to this. Now let's go to the answer is the first one, obviously, and now go to the second, the next question. And here the question is which of the following code, what is the output of the following code? So what we are doing, we have a dimension n is equal to 3, and we have a matrix that is 3 cross 3. So it's 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay. And then we are creating a new matrix, and then we are saying here, then we are running two loops, and then we are saying here that oh sorry, I not equal to j. Okay, so you see, it's a variable n is equal to 3, and we have a matrix 3 cross 3, and then we are creating some variables again, some variables, and then here. But the main thing is here we are running the it n times means that the number. So this is 3 cross 3. The order of the matrix is 3 cross 3. So it's a kind of a square matrix, n-dimensional square matrix. So we are running it for that dimension, and we are saying we are running two for loops, and we are saying if I not equal to j, then ls dot append matrix element I comma j in this list. Okay, the list is empty previously. So that means it is saying that if I is equal to j, don't append anything. That is what it is saying. So if ls is equal to j, it will not append anything, and that means it is avoiding the diagonal elements of a matrix, right? Okay. If that is so, so what is happening? So I have so there is one loop again, and what it is doing, it is taking uh, it is it has a variable row. And what it is doing, it is saying that for j in range n minus 1, row dot append, and inside that list, there is this k variable. So it index some values, and then k is equal to k plus 1, and then m new dot append a row. So again, there are two for loops, and then print m new. So I'm saying if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are the input, what is the output of this code? So let me explain this in this way. So let's say you have a 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay. So these are the diagonal elements where I equal to j. Means the first one is a 0, 0. Then 5 is at 1, comma 1. Then 9 is at 2, comma 2. Okay. So it means what? It means where all these things are. So now look at this loop. So it will run from I is equal to 0 to n. That means n minus 1 means n is 3. So I will take values from 0, 1, comma 2. So here I can write n is equal to 3. So I will take values from 0, 1, 2, and j will also take values from 0, 1, comma 2. Now where I is equal to j, and so that value won't be appended to a empty list because I'm using ls dot append mat I comma j. So that means the list we have will store only one, sorry, not one, will store 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 6, comma 7, comma 8. Now, if this is the value has been stored, now what we are doing for I in range n, so again we are running a loop. So we have a variable I and that will take value from 1, 0, 1, comma 2, and then we have a variable j in second for loop and that will only take value from n minus 1. That means 0 comma 1. Now what will happen, we have created a row variable in first for loop, so and that is empty, and with help of second for loop we are adding appending the value that is present at kth position. So for the first time the loop will run, so this row value will have what, row value will have nothing but it will store these two values because ls k is 0 initially, so ls 0 is nothing but 2. Okay, and then j will again run for 1, so it has been run for 0, and then it will run for 1, and then k becomes k plus 1 in that time. That means, so ls 1 and ls 1 is nothing but 3. Okay, now you have what, you have a m new that you have created here, so that was empty. Now you are appending this thing 2 comma 3 in this, so it will append like 2 comma 3. Okay, in this. Now again what will happen, this loop will run again. I but the k value is at this time has been increased to k equal to 2. So now ls2 is what, ls2 is 4, and then this j loop will again run one time more, and that will be 6. Now the row value will be again, new row value will be 4 comma 6, and then this row value will be appended here. So that means here we will put a comma and then there will be another 4 comma 6. Okay, then similarly the loop will run again and then you have 7 comma 8. So if you see all these things, so let me clear it for you. So what happened? We at last got something like this: 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 6, comma 7, comma 8. Okay. Now what happened at last? At last, so we avoided the diagonal value, and if you write it in a matrix form, so what you will see? You will see something like this: 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 6, comma 7, comma 8. So it's nothing but what? It has one, two, three. Three rows, one, two, two columns. So it reduced to 3 cross 2 columns. Okay. So you have seen how, so the following code is actually outputting a matrix that has no diagonal elements. Okay. So did you guys understood this?
Sir, k value 0 is showing two times in the code at the top and also at the bottom
Ah,
hidden.
so uh, So
K
that
values you
yeah,
have
yeah, that
built.
does not do anything, no. So you know that in Python you can replace any variable anytime
Okay.
with any value.
Okay. Okay.
So
Thank you.
that's I think that's redundant. I forgot to remove that. So this was just one thing to show. So this code actually works for any kind of n-dimensional square matrix. So if you put 4 cross 4 in this code, let me actually show you it in. Let me just code this for you guys. So let's say I have matrix M, and that is nothing but 1, 2. So I will share this my Google Colab sheet with you. So later on you can see it and practice. Okay, 4, 5, comma 6, and then I have something. Let's say 7, comma 8, comma 9, and this is the matrix. So let's print this matrix so we can see it. What is there? Sorry, the mistake. And now we have the matrix, and that is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, comma 8, comma 9. Now we are saying create a m new matrix that is that is empty. Okay, that is also fine. And I can also show you print m length of m is 3. Okay, so what I will do for, and let us create a empty list ls that is empty. Then what we'll do for I in. Oh, yes, please call me every time. My screen is not very visible. So I have created a matrix similar way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 3 cross 3 matrix because you can see first row, second row, third row, first column, second column, third column. Okay. And then I have created an empty matrix, and then I have printed the length of that matrix is 3. If I remove this one, so what does it mean by length of this matrix? It will change the 2, but the you see the column values is still 3. So actually length of matrix returns the length of the rows. Okay, if that is the case, then what we can do, we have this length. Now what we can do for I in range, uh, the length of the matrix. So let me define a new variable. So let me define this n equal to the length of the matrix. Okay, and for I in range n, what we will do for j in range n. So we use two for loops to access each element in the matrix, because you know that each element has two index in a matrix, 2D matrix. If I not equal to j ls dot append what? Append the matrix values m comma I and j. Okay, if that is so, now it has been appended. Let's print the ls. Okay, it's a 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, now what we want to do, we want to make a matrix from these values. So we have this empty matrix, and we want to make that whatever the after removing the diagonal elements, this matrix should be made. So what we are doing, we have initialized a counter k, and then we are using for I in range. So we know that okay. So let's say you have 2 cross 2 matrix. Let me ask you some questions. Let's say you have 2 cross 2 matrix, and you remove diagonal elements from it. So how many elements you have left? Two elements. If you have 3 cross 3 matrix, you remove the diagonal elements, so you have left with 6 elements. Okay. Similarly, in 4 cross 4, if 4 elements are removed, then you are left with 12 elements, right? Okay. So That's why we are using a counter, and this k value has very thing with doing with that. So now it will range into n for I in range n and for j in range n minus 1. So you understood the logic putting behind this n minus 1, because you know now the values are not the same, because one entire row, you can say, like three values or four values have been removed depending on your matrix. So there will be one less variable to index with, right? Wherever you want to place your values, there will be one row less. Okay, if that is the case, so we are putting n minus one. Now what we are doing, uh, so before in this loop we are defining beforehand an empty row, and then what we are doing, we are appending row dot append, and append what, ls and k. Now after it appends, it increases the value of k to 1, so that it takes next list value. And once it is done, then what happens? It goes to mnew dot append, and up we are appending what? We are appending the row, whole row. And then if it is done, then we print our new matrix. Okay. So you see, that's the same output, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Now let us see if we remove this matrix to 2 cross 2. Will it give the same thing? So we have 1, 2, and then we can go for 3, comma 4. Okay. Now we print this. Yeah. So after removing the diagonal, whatever you are left with is 2 and then 3, because 1 comes at the diagonal, 4 comes at the diagonal. And so the number of rows has been reduced and the number of columns is 2. So, but the code is working fine. 1 cross 2 is there. Columns has not been changed, but the rows has been reduced to n minus 1. Now, can we do something for this 4 cross 4 also? So let's say 1, 2, 3, comma 4, comma, or I can just use a, sorry, I thought I had matrix of 4 cross 4, but let us write that. 1, 2, 3, 4, comma 6, comma 7, comma 8, comma 9. Then I had 10, comma 11, comma 12, comma 13. And then I have 14, comma 15, comma 16, comma 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we have the 4 cross 4 matrix, and once we print the matrix, we get something like this. And we created empty matrix, then we got the length of that matrix. So let's print the n value. What is the n value now? N value is nothing but 4. And then we have this our condition that we are not going to take the diagonal elements, and then what we are doing, then we are printing the list without the diagonal elements. So 1 is absent, and then 7 is absent, and then 12, and then 17. So 1 absent, and then 7 is absent, and then 12 is absent, then 17 is absent. Now if we run this, so this would get a matrix without a diagonal element. And so the 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10. 13 and then 14, 15 and 16. Okay. And I think if you do something like this here, it will give a different shape of the matrix. No, no. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 9. And why are these things here? Okay. So MU should be empty. Uh, MU is an empty matrix, right? So it should be empty always. So it's 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 13, 14, 15, 16. So you can change the row or column based on whatever you want to do that. So you just remove one n minus one here or here. It works the same. Okay. Okay. I think it's fine. So does anybody have any question in this? If not, so let's move to our next slide. So option B is correct here. And then our next question is which of the following options correctly represent the full form of the acronym? Yeah, so which of the following options correctly represent the full form of acronyms of NLTK and VEDAR? First one is NLTK, Normal Language Toolkit, and the second is VEDAR, Valence Aware Dictionary, Emotional Reasoner, and then Natural Language Toolkit, and for VEDAR, it's Valence Aware Dictionary for Sentiment Reasoning. Then C is Natural Language Toolkit, and VEDAR is Valence Aware Dictionary and Emotional Reasoner. And then D is NL Normal Language Toolkit, and the VEDAR is Balance Aware Dictionary for Sentiment Reasoning. So, what do you think? Which one is correct? B. Okay, let us see that. Yes, it's B. It's correct. It's a Natural Language Toolkit, and for VEDAR, it's Balance Aware Dictionary for Sentiment Reasoning. And it's used, I think, in Facebook to get to like put the value on the sentiment. So it works on that. Now, with this, I want to acknowledge Professor Sudarshan Ainagar from IT Roper, NPTEL team, PMRF team, and Department of Physics, IIT Kanpur. And Judge, anybody have any doubt, they can ask me. If anybody have any doubt in previous questions or anything, you can ask me. Sir, can you share your linked ID, please? I could not understand this. What do you mean by linked ID? Oh, LinkedIn. Yes, I can do that. Okay, let me go to my LinkedIn profile. Uh-huh. So my LinkedIn ID is so here. So here is my LinkedIn ID. I have put in comment box, and I want to also share with you my personal website so that I have maintained. So 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 this is my can which tab are you guys are seeing? No tab? I can okay. So this is my website. that all the details regarding this teaching session that I will do now or in the future will be available here, and you can also contact me with this page where I have given my all details. Here you can find this YouTube channel where I will upload this video, and you can also find my email address. You can also find my LinkedIn profile, and okay. So, okay, does anybody want to ask any other question? So, in the teaching tab, you can find whatever the things I have been teaching. I will update this very soon. Okay, so if nobody have any question, then we can close this meeting. So, okay, guys. Yeah,
Sir,
hello.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Sir, please share the previous code, sir. Previous code,
Uh,
because I have a small error in my
uh,
execution.
Previous
Just
code, Google,
previous problem.
previous problem related to which one?
This one's matrix creation,
Uh,
MNU.
MNU. So I will share this my whole Google Colab sheet in the YouTube video. Okay,
Okay, okay.
you can see it there, but for time being now, you can also I will also share that here. Okay, so where you have the problem? I have shared it now. Hello.
Yes, sir. I'm getting error at n. N is not defined, so
Ah,
I'm looking in.
so n each I have defined n is equal to length of that the first matrix. Okay.
Okay, 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 sir.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So I will share this whole sheet with you guys, so you can look it up. All the codes will be there online. Okay. Okay, then if anybody has no other question, we can close this session and see you guys next time. Okay. Bye bye. Have a good night. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to stop this.